Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I read Wonder Woman 22. Oh, Lord have mercy. This is how you know Tom King is a joke. Like, this book was just awful. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. This book was awful. It was drawn lazy. It felt lazy. Like, I get it. I know this is a golden age here, supervillain that we're doing. So, Wonder Woman 22, what is it called? It is called The Island of Mice and Men Preclude. So this happened before the first issue of Wonder Woman Tom King started because this is like, I guess, I don't know, but I just don't like the way it was written. It made Steve look like a joke again, even though you've been building and hyping up Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor's relationship. But then you have Wonder Woman and Steve kind of talk stupidly, especially Steve Trevor. Like I don't know, it just wasn't. It just wasn't really good. You have former President Barack Obama in this issue where he's like a little chicken because the mice are invading the Capitol because Mice Man, um, who is an Earth One, well, not an Earth One, but a Golden Age villain for Wonder Woman. And I gotta tell you, he only had three appearances in DC comic books, but even then, this is better. Steve wants to kill the mice. Wonder Woman's like, no, you can't do that. Mice Man is trying to take over. um, Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor are trying to stop people from like attacking the rodents because they're mice and they don't have any control of themselves because it's the Mice Man, and Mice Man has the ability to control it. Then they have Diana talking literally in squirrel. Like, come on now, like for real, Tom King, we really about to do that? Squeakity squeak squeak squeaking, squeaking. You know what I mean? Like, be so for real right now. Mouse Man he demands he said, this body is out of order. He said, you all controlled by fat cats and fat cats from the sewers of New York and Gotham City metropolis, foreign fat cats from all over the ocean, including Europe, fat cats from the new islands. No one has ever heard of this so-called paradise. And this fat cat now wants these Amazon women to come here. I think not. We're going to take over. Fat cat eat mice and we won't let that happen. And Diana's like, excuse me, um, you realize who you're talking to? You're talking to the mouse man, and this is my house. And Steve been trying to ask Diana out for another date after they had the Devil's Tango last night. And Wonder Woman decides to throw her tiara, knocks him out, and that was it, right? And you know, they talk about the whole Mice Man thing and how all of this stuff is happening around them. And Diane is basically telling Steve, it wasn't it wasn't nothing, it meant something. And he decided to finally get courage enough to ask her on a date. And the King of America is like, ugh, we were averted again to this. Wait, no. We were always averted. Hold on, I'm sorry. We were always averted to is human, to pardon is the divine rights of kings. Like, oh, okay. To be continued in the next great Wonder Woman epic, The Island of Mice and Men. So again, this is happening before the whole outlaw thing. So I guess Steve and her are gonna be going to be going to the island of mice and men. I don't know, Tom. This is just terrible, especially after reading the three issues that Mice Man was in. So if you guys don't know, Mouse Man was only in three issues of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman Volume One, issue 141, 143, and 171. And honestly, with 141. with 141. Hold on, let me see. Like, okay, hold on, give me 1 second. Like, oh Lord. With 141, you have what they call it, the Academy of Supervillains, who are all trying to attack Wonder Woman and stuff like that. So after Wonder Woman go through different trials, and her last one was from, what was it? What's the darn villain? The villain that she's going against. I forgot what his name was. I think he's called the Fireman. No, no, the Academy of Archvillain, and what this one it is what? Oh, she fought against Fireworks Man. So Wonder Woman's been blinded after her battle. For temporarily been blinded. So the Academy of Arch Villains decided to go after her again, and they sent the Mouse Man. The Mouse Man was like, "Wait until you see what I can do," and he goes after Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's trying to figure out who's going to be the next villain that's going to attack, and Mouse Man was like, "I am the one who's going to be attacking you," and Wonder Woman is trying to figure out how she's going to be able to grab him because she can't see him, but she can hear him. And he's like, "You don't have any chance against me, Diana." And she starts trying to grab him throughout the office that she's in because she's sitting in Steve Trevor's office. Um, and he and the mouse man just playing her like a fool, like because she can't see or whatever, but he kind of disappears, which makes Steve thinking like, "Diana, what are you doing?" And then she's like, "No, it's a villain." And he's like, "Okay, Angel, let's take a nice ride, get your mind off of the blindness for a bit." And she's basically telling Steve, "No, I'm telling you, there was a villain. He was a mouse, and you know." All of that stuff is happening, and he was like, "Okay, but nobody's here." And Mouse Man is in the car, in the truck with Diana and Steve, and he holds the pedal down, right? So they can't stop. And Diana, was quick to react and was able to get her and Steve to safety. The Mouse Man was like, "See, I told you, my dear, there that I can stop you, that I will stop you, and I will get my reward." Wonder Woman tries to attack him again, but he's gone again. And once again, Steve's saying I have to go back to work or whatever because he recovered, but because it wasn't nothing major or anything. And she's like, "You sure you're okay with everything?" And she's like, "I'm fine. I'm just gonna lay down for a bit." And the Mouse Man was like, "Come on, Diana, you haven't been able to beat me. And I've proven that I can overcome you just by what I am. So you want to just come to the Academy of Arch Villains and let me get my reward?" And she was like, "Fine." And then she decides to crash the building in. And while all of that's happening, Mouse Man decides to grab the trophy and tries to run for it. But Wonder Woman was easily able to get him through the promotions, and then she sent him to jail. And that was really it for his first appearance. Now his second appearance is basically okay. Hold on. His second appearance is what's the story called? Hold on. Let me make sure. This one is called the Amazon Mousetrap. You are my prisoner, Wonder Woman, and I must do and you must do what I command as long as I have captive of your magic lasso. So back in the day, if you could wrap Wonder Woman up with her lasso, you can control her, which I think that's really cool. They probably need to bring that back as a weakness too. So the Mouse Man was like, "I'm gonna get my revenge on Wonder Woman." Wonder Woman's not worried about it, but then he pretends like he's dead. And when that happens, he was able to escape with his minions of mice, and they start wrecking here they start wrecking havoc throughout the city, right? Um, and people are trying to figure out how they're gonna find the mouse man. But of course, because the mouse man is like literally the size of a mouse, how can you really find that, right? So he's stealing jewelry and everything. Diana's trying to figure out how to get to him. They was able to distract her long enough where he was able to take her lasso from her and tie her up. And now because he had tied her up, she has to do whatever he says, right? So he created this life size mouse, you know, mouse arena things that mice do when they're like as pets or whatever. So you got Wonder Woman running on the giant wheel, and he's like, "You're gonna have to do everything I command you, Wonder Woman. You're gonna do all of the mouse tricks or whatever." And Wonder Woman was so tired from doing all the stuff, and Mouse Man was like, "I have created this formula, and I'm going to be able to change the size and alterations." And what happened is instead of it being poured on him, Diana was shrinking and now she is smaller than the Mouse Man. And the Mouse Man was like, "Oh no." And he was able to recapture the lasso. Now that Diana is smaller than the Mouse Man, she's able to take advantage of the height or whatever, and you know, decides to play around with the Mouse Man. The Mouse Man was like, "Mices, get her," and she's like using everything around to like you know escape from the mice and the Mouse Man. And what got Diana, not the Diana, but what got the Mice Man is the fact that Diana ran through square blocks of cheese, and he tried to run through square blocks of cheese and got stuck. And now, because of that, she was able to return to her normal size, and she was able to put him in jail with a guard cat, so that way he can't get out of there. And his final appearance is basically what was his final appearance is 171, the Minutes of the Mouse Man. Once again, um, while Diana is gone visiting her mother on Paradise Island, Mice Man got a got a way out of the prison using his minion of mice to, get free from everything. He goes around the city once again, wreaking havoc, taking jewelry, using the mice because people are scared of mice, and they just not about to deal with that. So a lot of people are throwing their jewelry, throwing things at the mouse while they're collecting all of that stuff. um, Wonder Woman's trying to figure out, okay, so where's the next thievery gonna be at? Then she decided, well, why don't she make herself the bait? So more people, so some crooks came instead of Mouse Man. Diana easily takes care of them, but while that's happening, she loses her lasso to Mouse Man. Mouse Man was able to use the lasso to control her, and then kind of made her do whatever he wanted her to do because as long as she has the lasso, you know she has to listen. Um, but the thing about it is he forgot when he got up in her face to like taunt about how you can control her. She sneezed and blowed him back, and he accidentally let go of the lasso. Then they start kind of tussling and fighting or whatever. But again, Mouthman is small, Diana is tall. I mean, it's normal size or whatever, and he's like dodging her blows or whatever, but and throwing rocks at her. But then again, dust got in her nose, and she was able to sneeze, stopping Mouse Man from killing her with some kind of laser gun thing that he had. And because of that sneeze, Diana was able to grab him and send him back to jail. And that was the last time we saw Mouse Man. Now, those three issues of Mouse Man from the original Wonder Woman book is a little bit better than this joke nonsense that Tom King did because it feels like a joke. And I understand I gotta be patient, but sometimes I'm just like, I mean, do y'all want us to read these comic books or don't you? You need to get some better artists on the book, and you definitely need to get better writers. Like you can't just keep throwing out slop on a plate and expecting me to like it, especially when the three um issues of Mouse Man that DC did was a little bit more better and a little bit more challenging. Were they quick stories? Of course, they were quick stories because they were meant to be quick one-offs. But now you're trying to do an entire arc revolving around Mouse Man, but you're doing it in a silly way instead of taking it serious. You get what I'm saying? Reinvigorate the villain for a broader audience, but do it in a serious way, not in a joking turn, because then people are going to think that the character is nothing but a joke. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just my personal opinion on the whole situation. Tell what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.